And away from that, the senator representing Kogi Central in the 10th Assembly, National Assembly, I should say, Senator Natasha has defended her position, insisting she did not break any law after receiving a rousing welcome from her supporters, despite a ban on rallies and procession and the imposition of a curfew by the local government chairman in Kogi. Addressing a crowd of supporters at the residence in Ihima, Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan says she's committed to her people and dismissed attempts to intimidate her.
Communicate our needs. In everything we do, we put God first. And we communicate our needs to God through prayers. But then we also have human beings. And God walks his ways through people. My husband is one of them. If not because of the resources, his words of encouragement, every day, even while we were coming here today, he kept telling me, believe in your cause, stand strong, it is well. When he wants to make a purpose, he brings people with resources to you. We read on the news that rallies, gatherings will not be allowed, that roads will be blocked, convoys leading into the states will not be allowed. I knew that we were the targets. But then I said, this is not political season, this is not campaign time. We are not having a rally. This is just me, the senator representing Kogi Central, coming down to have people to celebrate this festive time, the Salah, with you. And there is nothing wrong in that. I am breaking no law. This is Nigeria. We have the right to be free, to express our choice in gatherings and celebrations.
The Kogi State government has actually responded to that rally. Let's take a listen to Mr. Kingsley Fowler, the Commissioner of Information.
She has committed the offense of having a procession when the state government, acting on credible intelligence, directed that there should be no procession. She also addressed a rally. She will call it homecoming to greet her people about Salah. Where did they talk about Salah there? All her address were political, to incite the people against constituted authorities at the federal level and at the state level, to create panic and tension and ensure that there is violence. That was just what happened today. So that's the clear violation of the statement and the directive of the state government. When you talk about the freedom of association has limitations. When your association is going to constitute danger and it is going to affect the rights and freedom of others, then such an association cannot be defended. And now that we are seeing where some of those threats are coming from our intelligence reports show that there was going to be a major crisis as a result of some activities of unscrupulous personalities. And for her to come to the state and try to incite the people against the Senate President, against the former governor of the state, against the current governor of the state, we are leaving the whole thing to the security agencies that have been given the mandate to enforce it. I'm very sure they will review it and take the necessary actions.
All right, let's have this conversation in just the time we have with the former PDP House of Assembly aspirant joining us from Abuja studio, Ms. Kuburat Kolo, joining us from Abuja studio. Ms. Kolo, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Having me.
All right, so let's get straight to it. The government has responded. Ms. Senator Natasha said, look, I didn't break any law. I just came to have Salah with my people. The government is saying, no, we had put out an information due to security concerns. You're not supposed to organize any gathering of any form, political gathering, and they're even saying things she said there, bordering on inciting violence, allegation of assassination. So many things were said. Were you at that rally? What did you hear? And what is playing out in that senatorial district as we speak?
Okay, thank you very much. I wasn't actually present at the rally, but I followed it closely on social media. Well, the 1979 Constitution provides for her to say what is on her mind. She's a Nigerian, she's an Ibera woman, and she's allowed to visit her people back home. And what you clearly saw was somebody visiting her people at home. And she made sure she didn't break all the laws they put in place. It's not really laws because they are instructions. They are not law. It's not written anywhere that she can't go to Kogi Central. She landed in a chopper, and she was landed in her country home in Hima. And she talked to her people. They were the ones that sent her to the National Assembly, so they need to be given feedback on what has been happening on the national, stage. So that is what happened. And the state government is always in the habit of, when they're trying to strangulate the people's will, they come with the pretext of there's security concerns, as we saw during her election for her senatorial bid. The roads going to her home in Hima were dug out just to frustrate her movement, you know. And the thing is, every time they do this, Senator Natasha comes out stronger, and she's the people, you know. Thank you.
All right, so let's dig a little further. What if their concern was that besides the other incident that had happened across the state, according to what the government had put out in their statement, which is why they were banning all of the things they were banning and trying to regulate the environment as the time may be, and even the local government chairman imposing a curfew. One of the things they said was that they don't want a situation where violence will be incited and people will resort to self-help. And they are saying that some of the assertions she made were inflammatory. Allegations of assassination, allegations of plan to remove her, and just calling and dropping names and all of that. What if things had gone wrong? Would she have taken responsibility for what would have happened if things had gone wrong?
Thank you very much. Well, what I want you to know is that Senator Natasha is not a careless talker. You know, before she made the statement she made, I'm very sure, I assume she has all her facts in place. So, and she's a very peaceful person, and her followers knows what she's all about. So, even before it happened when they issued that statement that convoys were going to be restricted, well, we all know it was because of her, because they're giving reasons why convoys are going to be restricted for unrest that started, I think, 2023 in Kogi East, Ankpa local government. And it was between two towns, and it was mainly on mining, and that happened a long time. Ankpa to Ihima, there are about 7 local governments in between. So why would the problem in Ankpa necessarily like obstruct what is activities in Ihima? Or you're also talking about the issues, communal clash, I think, in Kotokarifi. Kotokarifi is about 2 hours away from Ihima. So these are all fabricated stories to restrict her movement. If you would remember, I think it was last week that the governor of Bayelsa, Governor Diri, issued a press conference that, cancelling the rally, pro-Wike rally, you know. So if it was that serious, they should have come out, issued out a press conference where all this was on social media. It was ill thought. They didn't think it through. I think the police was not even carried along. So, you know, Mr. Fanwo has been appointed to do a lot of damage control when these things happen. he's almost left his position as a commissioner to tend to trivialities like this.
As we begin to wind down, let's talk about the issue of the recall. The recall is in progress. The last time we heard about it was that some things were not included by the petitioners in their address, their email, and all of that. They were able to regularize and get that done. And I think the next phase is for INEC to bring all parties to verify all of the signature, as well as that those people are from your constituency in Kogi Central. She's been having a running battle with the Senate leadership, Senator Govt, and now the Kogi state government. What can you give us as a progress report as far as that recall process is concerned? And what do you see, in your view, playing out without necessarily knowing what will play out? Nobody knows, but we saw the number of supporters yesterday as well.
Well, the recall is all a sham, because as you saw from the people, the crowd that were able to, that made it to her house despite all the restriction, do they look like people that are ready to recall Senator Natasha? She's loved by her people, and I think it's going to, it will fall like a pack of cards, you know. It will have a domino effect. It's going nowhere. The recall, as we saw, we already saw videos on social media where people sat down in their houses, some printing and doing all sorts of things. For God's sake, how can you say that a recall was done within, I think, 3 days? Nobody knew about it. I've contested in an election before, and it took us 6 months of vigorous campaign, canvassing, you know, to bring people out of their houses to vote from all parties, and all were able to muster. The election that brought Senator Natasha in was just over 100,000 people, and within 3 days they have signatures of 250,000. In fact, this recall should have a special place in the Guinness Book of World Records, because I just don't know what it is.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the program. It's an ongoing conversation. This is what happens in politics. So they say a game is a game. That's what one of the ladies who is at the vanguard of it was, when she was granted an interview, she said the game is the game. Perhaps that's what she means. So, well, we'll keep tab with it and follow the development. We must thank you, Kuburat Kolo, former PDP House of Assembly aspirant in Kogi State, coming on the program. Thank you, ma'am, for coming on the program.
Thank you very much for having me. Thanks.